Thank you, Mr. Speaker, the Honourable Prime Minister, the Honourable Leader of the Opposition, Honourable Members of Parliament. Mr. Speaker, I rise to contribute to the bill before us tabled by the Honourable Minister for Economy and Attorney General. And I wish to thank the Honourable Minister and his team for their very prompt response, put in place together a mini-budget to deal with and cushion the negative impacts of the new global tsunami, COVID-19. Mr. Speaker, this is extraordinary times, calling for extraordinary measures to sustain our beloved nation through difficult times. Mr. Speaker, yesterday we heard what Fiji went through in years of 1875, 1918, and 2016, and I will leave it at there. Mr. Speaker, at the outset, let me thank all the frontline officials and workers who have worked tirelessly and continue to work day and night as our first line against COVID-19. Mr. Speaker, this budget has been delivered at a time like no other in our history. This budget has laid the foundation of security and the beacon of hope for our people with the future to look forward to. Mr. Speaker, with COVID-19 arrived as the invisible enemy of our shores. This virus knows no borders, knows no race or class. But what is clear, Mr. Speaker, is that our lives have changed. We live in a period of significant change in which this new virus has impact on our economy, on our jobs, on our workers, and on our employers. The situation for our workers continues to be one of uncertainty. We have consulted our tripartite partners, and one thing we all agreed on is that we need to weather the storm as one united force. Mr. Speaker, the COVID-19 crisis has also impacted badly on sports and on our Fijian sports people. Globally, sports are at standstill, including the postponement of the Tokyo Olympics. This spells out for the rest of the world that there will be a time and place for sports once this crisis is over. Sports remain a unifying force in Fiji, and I urge all Fijians to remain mobile and moving for health and wellness within the regulations in place. At the same time, Mr. Speaker, I thank all the sporting organizations that have postponed contact sports and events that generate mass crowds. And I know that all of you will come out bigger and stronger for this experience as we move Fiji forward as a sporting nation. Mr. Speaker, the Fiji First government has responded in a proactive and timely manner to the crisis. It has taken the approach of a confident government with the interest of all Fijians at the forefront. Mr. Speaker, it saddens me deeply that during this hour of need for the Fijian people, the opposition continues to play decisive politics. The Honourable Prime Minister, in his statement, has outlined facts relating to the first case in order that we can deal honestly and quickly with the spread of COVID-19. He has clearly stated that this is not a time for the blame game. Yet, the Honourable Leader of the Opposition continues to harp on about the first victim being victimized with no basis in fact. We seriously need to move on, Mr. Speaker. We have a global virus at our shores, and we need to deal with that, and not the petty politics of the opposition. Mr. Speaker, on the other hand, as a show of working together, it was also suggested by the tripartite for the workers to utilize leave entitlements in the event where a shutdown is declared by the government when necessary or if need arises. Mr. Speaker, let me make it very clear that we have not taken away the leave entitlement. Mr. Speaker, my ministry is carrying out workplace awareness and audit on COVID-19 on duty of care. This will enable all stakeholders to comply with OHS regulation and provide safe workplace to combat COVID-19. Mr. Speaker, the International Labour Organization indicated a fall in employment globally as is the case in Fiji, and this impacts on reducing income. Mr. Speaker said, therefore, we need to ensure that we have in place mechanisms to safeguard our workers and employers and Fijians in general. Mr. Speaker said, we welcome a number of custom policy changes proposed that will provide immediate relief to the business houses. This will no doubt lead to a workforce and workplace geared to move Fiji forward once we step out of this crisis. This crisis, Mr. Speaker said, hits close to our workers and to our employers. Given the job losses, current and projected, reduced working hours, and general air of uncertainty given the COVID-19 crisis, it is crucial, Mr. Speaker said, that this mini-budget is passed and relief is made available to all Fijians. Mr. Speaker said, this mini-budget serves as a lifeline so we can bridge our economy and workforce to a Fiji free of COVID-19 crisis. As explained by the Honourable Attorney General, the budget strikes a very good balance between meeting immediate needs of people in terms of money and resources, and to provide a scaled response towards moving Fiji forward once this crisis is over. Mr. Speaker said, let me remind the opposition members that the whole of government machinery is in place. We have been in consultation with the stakeholders, we have been talking to people, and it is so sad to note that basically all the opposition members here have stated that what government has been doing. So by now, after all the addresses are finished, you will know what actually we have been doing. Mr. Speaker, the priority right now is to stop the spread of the virus, to keep Fijians healthy, and together we can break the cycle. Given this priority and focus area, the mini-budget will serve to protect our workers and our employers and to ensure that we have a workplace ready and able to fire up our economy. Mr. Speaker said, for the information of this August House, our Fijian citizens currently working under the three schemes have been assured by both Australia and New Zealand that measures are in place to address workers' health and safety concerns. I am also pleased to inform the House that there is also a provision for the extension of expiry visas for our Fijian citizens in Australia and New Zealand. Mr. Speaker, I join my colleagues from government and call on the full cooperation of employers, workers, and all key stakeholders to come together as we come together in the true Fijian spirit of sharing, caring, and building resilience to counter this global crisis. I urge all Fijians to stay safe and, where possible, stay at home to stop transmission. And like all of you, pray and look forward to the end of this COVID-19. Look after your loved ones, in particular our elders and those at risk, and follow closely the government guidelines for your safety and health against the COVID-19. Mr. Speaker, I fully support the bill before us and look forward to its implementation so that we can work in a sustainable and manageable manner during this time of crisis. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.